right, Vanessa, so tell me just a little bit about your lesson, more the purpose of what you're doing.
Okay, so Damien has a difficult time reading at the right rate. He reads very quickly. He sometimes doesn't stop at punctuation marks or doesn't have the correct expression. So my goal today or tomorrow is to have him read and pay attention to the punctuation marks.
Okay.
And hopefully help him slow down his rate a little bit.
Yes.
And help with expression at the same time.
Okay.
So we're going to take a look at the rules for punctuation. Then I do a little activity color coding the punctuation as a visual. And then listen to a recording of someone reading and then read it himself.
Okay, good. I think that would be good. I think it's a different way to look at his fluency and his rate of reading. So talk to me a little bit about the text, because I wasn't able to open up the link to see the text, and here it wouldn't let me. Tell me a little bit about the text, kind of text level, the length, your purpose for selecting that specific one.
Well, I first picked it because it's Damien's, one of his areas of interest is Pokemon. So hopefully getting in a little bit of that motivation for reading in there. And it is, if I pull it up, it is it's 630 Lexile level, which is a little bit above his instructional level for comprehension. Although he can read text at that level like accurately. We're working at lower level things for comprehension piece, but I picked this level because the lower level things don't have as much rich sentence structure using the punctuation, and to get that experience, when there's, you know, a transition word like first, the Pokemon did this, he needs that time to, like, that practice pausing there. So that was the main reason. It needed to be something a little, it couldn't just be simple sentences. Then it wouldn't be as rich practice. And it also has quotes in there, I think dialogue, a little bit to practice that also.
Okay, good. I think that's definitely a good purpose for him and a way for him to practice that fluency piece. So a little bit of the length. I'm just curious how long.
It is about 2 pages.
2 pages, okay.
So my plan was to probably only use the first page just for in case of time.
Okay.
So when I copied and pasted it onto a Word just to make it clear, because it's written like a magazine article. It's probably just to stop at the see how it's written. So it's like a page and a half on this. It's probably to stop maybe after this, the world but cooler. And eventually maybe read the whole article, maybe continue with the next day depending on how he does, so that way he gets the experience of reading the whole article and reading for meaning also.
Alright, so talk to me. He's going to be listening first to someone read it, right? And then, well, he's coding first. He's coding, listening, and then reading it himself. Talk to me a little bit, like, about how you plan to get him to that independent part.
Okay, so this is where I was going to see how he did at first. So kind of give him the chance to try it out on his own first, like maybe with the first paragraph.
Can you tell me, like, a little bit more, what are you having him try?
So after we listen to it and he rates the reader, you know, in terms of speed, following punctuation and expression, then I'll say, okay, all right, now I want you to, you know, read, and, you know, when you see that red dot that you put on the period, remember to pause. And if I'm seeing that he's not pausing after that first paragraph, I guess I'll have to put something on the page, like remind him to stop after the first paragraph. If I see that he's skipping a lot, then I'll say, okay, I'll stop, and we might do choral reading at the same time, to get him, or maybe echo reading,
okay,
to get him to hear those pauses.
Good. I think that would be some good support for him. Now talking more, if he's doing okay with it and building that independence, looking the other side of it, if he's doing really well. What about with the marking? Is there something, how do you plan on?
Oh, like taking that away?
Yeah, like if anything.
So that is good, because I didn't think of that beforehand, of how much I wanted him to, color code. So if I look at the article, I'll probably, this is like the second section.
Okay.
Maybe have him just color code this first section. And then if he's doing really well with it, he won't need to color code the second section. So kind of, taking away that visual support.
I think that would be a great alternative, just because then you do have, like you said, you have the support of being able to core read, and if he's having trouble. But then also, if we're looking at the other end, I know he's very quick and catches on. Okay, so this is a strategy. Let's pull away from him a little bit and get him to work a little harder.
That was a good idea. Right.
Let's see. Talk to me about, the actual audio with the reader reading. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I picked it based on our conversation in our last coaching session, that when he is used to hearing me read a lot, and he always says I read too slow. And so I thought, well, let's give him a chance to hear another person reading, and it is a real person reading. It's not a computer reading. And the person does read, I think, pretty slowly.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask, is how is their rate?
Their rate, I think, is pretty slow. I think Damien's going to say that it was too slow. The person does read with the punctuation marks, but not that much expression either. So it's kind of, a flat-ish reading.
Okay.
So that would be good for him to identify and see how he can do better.
Yes. And what do you hope that he does identify?
For the recording, I think he should identify. Well, we rate things like on a scale from 1 to 3 with the happy face, neutral face, and smiley face. So I think, like, if I were to rate the person, I think Damien, I would give him like this middle face, the neutral face for the speed, because I think they could go a little bit faster. I would give them like the full points happy face for reading, following punctuation.
Yes.
And then probably the middle or even the sad face for expression, because there's not much expression.
Are you hoping Damien works on expression in this lesson?
Yes, it's something we've been working on. So I think he can now apply it independently without us spending too much time on it.
Okay, good.
Like, we will mention that if there's a exclamation point or the question mark, how to, make your voice go up.
Good.
But I think that would be mostly independent. It's more about the pausing and stopping with the punctuation marks.
Okay. And how do you want him to be? So, like, you're using the smiley faces and stuff. Are there specific words you want him to be able to say to explain his reading? Like, kind of going beyond the smiley face, the middle face and the sad face. How are you hoping that he
so he might say something like, I think I read at the just right speed. Or, maybe I read a little too fast, so I'm giving myself a middle face.
Good.
Or, I stopped at the periods, I paused at the commas, so then I got a smiley face on that one. So I guess just him rephrasing the goal.
Yes.
While he's rating himself.
Okay, good. I think we got some good things going on so far. I think you're providing some good support for him, and then also if he is doing well, you kind of have a balance between the two as we move into this lesson. What would you like me to collect data? Is there anything you're looking for?
So since I've been hearing him read so much, I want to make sure I'm accurately catching when he misses punctuation or not. So I make like a little running record for almost every lesson that I teach. So I just copied and pasted the article and started like spreading it out sentence by sentence. So if you could go in and just kind of put a check mark or a plus sign next to the sentences where he does follow the punctuation marks, that would be good. And then we can look at it together and see if my rating's the same as yours, because I'm gonna do it too to see if I'm, you know, am I catching it if he misses the punctuation or not?
Okay.
See if I'm keeping my data correctly.
Okay. And you'll have that out ready for me?
Yes.
So then it's coming, and so it's just adding the plus sign.
Right. And I'm gonna add like how many words here too. But you don't need to worry about how many words per minute.
Just looking at punctuation,
right? So
to see if he's
pausing
appropriately or not.
Like in the first sentence, they wander in groups. Their eyes glued to their phones. If he's saying they wander in groups, their eyes glued to their phones.
Okay.
You know, maybe. Oh, and if I guess a plus sign if he gets it, and maybe just circle the period or question.
Okay.
You know, whatever. Yeah. Circle the punctuation mark if he misses it.
Okay.
Then we can tally it together and see if we have a similar rating, because I'm not sure. And it's also, you know, good to have a second, you know, see if I'm rating correctly.
Right. See pages about the same. Okay, sounds good. So look forward to the lesson.
Thank you.